My name is Frederick Levy, but they call me Fred. I'm French. I was born in Paris, but I'm from the southwest of France, and here in Saudi Arabia I'm a chief executive officer of a leading supermarket chain in the western part of the kingdom. What brings me to Saudi Arabia is pure luck. Pure luck. I didn't plan to go to Saudi Arabia. Actually, I even said that I was willing to go anywhere in the world but Saudi Arabia. So I ended up going to Saudi Arabia for 6 months only. And actually I stayed 10 years. As soon as I arrived, confusion overwhelmed me because it wasn't at all what I expected. People very kind, very nice to me, very hospitable, and that was a fantastic surprise actually. I've been helped, offered water in many villages that I went across, going to the supermarket to buy water, and the owner say, you're a visitor? Okay, take it, that's for free. I mean, people are very kind. Sometimes I punched a tire in the desert and somebody paid for the tire, for my gasoline, and even invited me to their home for nothing, just for the pleasure of welcoming outsiders. And that's very, very kind, very helpful, yes. The key to adapting to a new country to me is first being positive, because a lot of surprise come up, and I think it's important to welcome them in a positive way. It's also about listening and observing so that we can understand somebody else's viewpoint, and that helps to adjust, definitely. Here in Saudi Arabia, I developed a passion, which is exploring the desert. So at first, I did it for convenience because I work a lot, and at some point I say I need to unplug. And the advantage of the desert is that at some point you lose a connection with your phone. So that was for me the best way to disconnect. But actually, I really fell in love with this amazing landscape. The dunes and the freedom to move actually in a very safe environment, and therefore I've been visiting Nefud al-Kebir, Jebel Ismi, Jebel Isma, Nefud al-Asir, Nefud al-Idi, and Rub al-Khali also, among other things, because I've been driving more than 100,000 kilometers in the desert. So I've been driving across Rub al-Khali 5 times. I do it now once a year at winter time. And you see amazing landscape. Sometimes not a lot of people, but when you meet people, it's really fantastic. Once I've met the grand-grandson of the guide of Tessinger that went across the Rub al-Khali walking about almost 100 years ago. So you have exciting encounters, and people are really, really very, very, very kind in the desert. So actually, to go to the empty quarter, often you need a first time. So the most difficult is the first time. And then you can explore more and more. So that's how it started. Once there was a convoy going there that was at the last minute missing somebody. Fortunately, I was available, so I joined. I had my trace on the map, and then I started sharing these traces with some friends, and we went further and further and further. and that's how we did it. It's a lot of preparation actually. You spend a few weeks preparing for such trips in order not to have a bad surprise. I've traveled quite a bit around Saudi Arabia. I have driven more than 400,000 kilometers throughout the country. It's quite a fascinating country in terms of wonders to discover. I now live in Jeddah. I've been living in Jeddah for about 2 years. Prior to that, I used to live in Riyadh, so I lived about 8 years in Riyadh. And it's very exciting to experience both regions because they are extremely different. And it is just an illustration of the diversity of the country. Very, very different. Riyadh is changing very fast every day. Jeddah is very cosmopolitan. They have different cultures, even sometimes different traditions, and experiencing this is very exciting. When I was living in Riyadh, it was quite an adjustment, definitely because it was about 10 years ago, so traditions and ways of living were a bit different from today, and I had to experience the desert and the culture of people of the desert. And people are sometimes a bit difficult to approach, but so kind, nice and loyal once they connect with you. I think that most of the friends I made 10 years ago are still my friends today, and that's fantastic to experience this kind of friendship. Jeddah is a great town to hike around because you have an old town like Balad that is fascinating with its history and the way it's being renovated right now. And also you have the Corniche with the old part and the new part. So it's really a wonderful place to hike. So what I like to do on the Corniche is to hike, to also look at the way people behave. You know, really people have fun. They bike, they ride a scooter, and at sunset it's great to watch them having picnic, especially at Ramadan time when they have their iftar. It's very nice. It's a very nice family time to enjoy. So what I like with Al Barad area is all its history and its culture. You see this very old mosque, for example. You see some other areas. You have houses that have a very ancient histories with big families of the kingdom, with traders. It's very nice to discover and to learn about the country actually. The Saudi friends I made were made sometimes through work, sometimes by pure luck, I would say. What I enjoy very much is being welcomed to their house or to their farm or to their majlis. and see how people were talking about everything together in a cozy manner, how people would really want you to taste their cooking, their traditions. That's really something very nice, and how they keep in touch, because people, the people I met in the past have always been very in touch. They contact me very often. I'm not so good at contacting them, but they do contact me very often. And I enjoy that, I value that very much. So I had the chance to meet engineer Sami Nawar that let me discover his fantastic ancient house. And first, he's a very hospitable person, and that was very nice to experience what life was in these big houses. So that's part of the excitement. And actually, nowhere else can we see this part of history. So that's very interesting to experience. When I think about the Saudi culture and the French culture, there might be some common traits. One is the importance of family. Family is really something very important here, and in France it is also very important. And also the importance of relationship over money. That is, people value who you are and not only what you have. And that's something that brings flavor to life to me. In terms of Saudi food, obviously I like mandi and kabsa, and when I travel I often stop at mandi place to taste the local flavor, the little difference they're going to have here and there. Of course, they are all the kak and the different sweets that are too tasty. And also what I like is the coffee. The Saudi coffee has different flavor depending on the region, and I like to experience these different flavors. They tend to be very spicy in the south, much less in the north. Regarding my career and profession, I would say I benefited from a lot of luck. I had 3 different lives. I started as a professor at university in the US. Then I moved into banking and insurance in France, and then into retail. And really I got a fantastic passion for retail. Because retail is about food, and food is very important for people, and you have different traditions and habits according to country. And I've been lucky enough to work in very different countries, Japan, Thailand, India, or Morocco, and now Saudi. So it's very exciting to learn the habits that exist in different countries. What I love about this business is that there is no routine. Every day is different. So obviously you start early in the morning and you end up late in the evening. But there are always different issues coming up, different priorities, because we deal with so many different food items that there is always something happening. At times you are missing such items, at times you have inflation on some other items, at times you don't get delivered, at times you want to bring a new experience for the shopper. So all these keep us very, very busy, and that's what I like. There is not one day without surprise, and that makes the days very exciting and the time flowing by very quickly. The hardest part about my job is that you have to question yourself every day. It's a battle that you need to fight every day because to win the trust of customers, you need to be excellent every day. And every day you have a new challenge. You have new habits coming from customers. You have new environment like we have been through in the past. You have new trend in terms of food habits. So it's not like you can sit and rest and say, okay, I did my work, let's let it happen and enjoy the benefit of that. It means every day you have to wake up and to find a new way to attract customers, and that's difficult. So lately we've been having a lot of influx of Saudi female employees, and that has been first a surprise for those that never experienced so much presence, but at the same time it's been very positive in terms of productivity. We have women, we are gifted actually with women that are very ambitious, willing to make a difference, and passionate about what they do, and having a sense of detail that few men have. So it's really contributing to the company development and success. When you're going to a new country, I believe that the key to success is first being patient. What we see is not what we are used to, and it's all about the interpretation. And if we rush on an interpretation, the risk is to have a wrong interpretation. And therefore, being patient, observing, being sincere. I think I live my life with my heart, and being sincere also help reach out to others. All this help being successful with the countries we discover. An interesting incident that happened to me in Saudi Arabia was once I was in the empty quarter, very deep into the empty quarter, and suddenly we saw from far away two cars coming to us, but really from far away. And we thought, is it for us? And then we saw it was border patrol, and we said, oops, maybe they're going to stop us, because sometimes they are concerned with the safety of people in the desert. And the cars came to us, so we were definitely the target. They stopped, and a gentleman stepped out and with a smile said, okay, is everything fine? And we said, yes. And then he said, do you have all the food you need? And we said, yes. And then they said, would you like some water? We said, no, we're fine, we have water. Would you like some petrol? We said, no, it's okay, we have petrol. And they said, well then, please enjoy your tour. And that was very nice, very warm-hearted from their side, and we were really happy from this encounter. Very nice people. I don't have one most memorable experience in Saudi. I would say I have maybe 2 or 3. One was watching for the first time wild oryx in Urug Marad Tamim. That was really a very, very nice experience. Another one was winter in Tortora, the first festival I attended with Renaud Capuçon, who is playing violin, and that was really very, very nice. And maybe the third one was my first raid in Rub al Khali, the empty quarter, because then I was very deep in the desert. It was very wide, and it's intimidating, but at the same time fascinating to have such trips. I guess what I miss the most about my home country sometimes is French cheese and bread. But aside from that, I'm surviving very, very well here, no worries. When I talk about Saudi to my friend, I speak about hospitality, about generosity and about loyalty. These are really unique traits of Saudi people that I'm experiencing day after day, and I have a great admiration for these traits, and I think it's not known well enough outside the kingdom. À ma famille, à mes amis, et je vous dis venez comme vous êtes venus déjà de nombreuses fois, et profitez de ce pays mémorable.